The Cosmic Briefing, hosted by award-winning author Dr. Allison Brown, opens the door to disclosure, consciousness, galactic history, and humanity's awakening.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Glad you're here. I want to talk today about ascension energies and how it's helping us to change from within. Have you ever heard the term, or the saying that life is an illusion, that we're living in a hologram, or that it's an illusion, that it isn't real? It's very real while we're in the physical body, for sure. But the reason that people say that it's an illusion is because life is actually a projection. So when we incarnate into the physical body, before we incarnate, we're actually energetic souls. We make agreements, we make a contract, we agree with other souls that we're going to have certain experiences or relationships. Things are going to happen a certain way for certain lessons. And so we make these agreements, we make a contract, we come into the physical body, and then we project out that contract, essentially. We project out into the world this contract so that we can have certain experiences for lessons or for whatever reason that we created that contract. And so we have these, what we call projections. In other words, what we see in the outer world is a projection of our inner world. This contract that we may or may not be familiar with or even know about or understand. And so right now, we're on this ascension path. I've talked a little bit about ascension. Let me get into what that means. When we talk about ascension, it sounds like we're going up a ladder or we're moving up into higher realms, and it's kind of like that. But I want you to think about it more in terms of an expansion of awareness. So as we go from the third and fourth dimension, which is our physical realm, we're actually moving into the fifth dimension. Now, I've talked about the fifth dimension as it relates to the fifth dimensional extraterrestrial beings that are still in physicality, and that's why we can see them. But once we get up into the upper sixth, the seventh, and on up dimension, we are no longer in need of a physical body. We're just energetic beings. But right now, we are moving from the third and fourth into the fifth through this ascension process, and all of humanity is doing this. Now, I know what you're saying. You're thinking to yourself, well, what the heck is with all the chaos? This planet is a mess. There are lots of negative things happening. We're in a war. There's all kinds of junk. How in the world could we be ascending, right? Well, our consciousness is doing this. Humanity's consciousness via the unified field is actually moving us through this ascension process, and it's being supported by the energies that are coming in. Now, you might be familiar with the Schumann resonance. You might be familiar with solar flares and flashes and things that are coming off of the sun, and that is a part of it. Those things are affecting us, they're affecting our body, but there are greater energies coming from outside of our sun, outside in the galaxy, outside in our solar system, and they're coming through our sun, and they are affecting us and helping us to upgrade our consciousness. So this is happening sort of behind the scenes as the 3D world and that chaos is happening. So don't use the outer world as a judge of what's going on inside. And here's why this is important. If we think of our life in terms of a projection, then when we change, the outer world changes. It doesn't work in reverse. It's not a matter of waiting till the outer world changes to believe that we are ascending and that we are awakening and expanding our awareness. If we wait for it to show up in the 3D, we're going to be waiting for a long time. As we change and grow, our perspective and our awareness and our outer world change and grow along with us, because it's going to reflect, it's going to be a projection of what's happening inside. It's always about us. It's always about the inner world. You probably heard this from sages and wise people throughout your life, and maybe it didn't make sense, about this idea that we need to be the change that we want to see in the world. I think that was actually Gandhi that said that. But Michael Jackson sang about it. There are lots of people who have talked about how we are that change. And we are the ones who are going to project that change out into the world. And we do that by changing our own inner world. And so as we ascend and we grow in our awareness, the outer world will grow with us. And so when I say things like disclosure comes from within, that's what I mean. We're going to unlock this world that we never even knew existed inside of ourselves. And then you're going to see the reflection of that in your outer world. So I want you to be excited about why you're actually here on the planet at this time. It is an incredible and thrilling experience. I'm so glad that you are here with me, that we're all here together, that we are connecting in this way and learning together and growing together and evolving together. And if you've had experience of this, let me know in the comments. How have you seen changes in your outer world based on reflections of what's happening within, and how you've expanded and how your consciousness is growing? How has that been reflected back to you? Let me know how that works out. And thanks so much for joining me. I will see you next time.